joined by Neil Fast from Loewen, and Neil. There's been lots of talk over the last little while, just talking about the tariff threats that are coming from the states, and just hearing about where things have been going. Lot of up and down and uncertainty. Can you just tell us a little bit about Loewen's response, what you guys have been doing, and how you guys have been thinking about everything that's been going on?
Yeah, appreciate it, Kenton. You really hit the nail on the head with the word uncertainty. That frankly is more difficult than definitive news one way or the other. Our key efforts, frankly, are to do an awful lot of talking right now with our customers, with our suppliers, and particularly with our employees, so that everybody knows what's going on right now and how we're dealing with that.
Now, you guys have plenty of employees right here in the Steinbach area. I know really the Loewen plant is just down the road from the studio here, and lots of folks that rely on you and your business. And so just tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing and what you guys are telling everybody, and basically how you guys are trying to move forward in this uncertainty.
Yeah. So the key that we're working on is talking with our customers. People that use Lowen product when they build their homes, they're thinking about it a year and a half in advance. So this is not a business that stops and turns around on a dime. So we work with our dealers, and we've been working with our dealers to really try to mitigate the uncertainty and mitigate the risk that these home builders are feeling when they want to choose Lowen product. And it really does come down to making sure people want to buy as much of our stuff as possible and keep our plant as busy as possible.
So if tariffs were put in place like they were proposed, would you think Lowen could make its way through that with some confidence?
Lowen's been around for 120 years, and to be frank, we have dealt with worse than this. Is always a business that certainly can struggle with some ups and downs, but no doubt we will deal just fine.
Yeah.
I should say, based on everybody that we are working with, the idea of a blanket 25% tariff, I would rank that as a very low probability. And as tariffs become smaller or maybe focused on certain parts of the economy or our supply base, they become easier to manage.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess in talking to your many employees and everybody that works over at Lowen and the whole team, is that the message that you're giving is a message of confidence? You know that you'll be able to make it through something like this.
Yeah, it's a message of confidence and it's a message of unity. We will be able to work through this by uh, doing what we've always done, building a incredible product, looking after our customers. And if we do that, we will be able to maneuver through the uncertainty of a tariff environment and anything else that might get thrown our way.
Yeah, love that. Just for some background information here, what percentage of your product goes to the United States of America, and what are kind of your other major client bases in the world?
Yeah, we really have three major markets for our business, and it varies a fair bit year to year. You can say that 75% of our product may go to the States on any given year. 4 or 5% will go to other markets, particularly the Caribbean. We make a great product, and it stands up. It stands up as well as anything can to the hurricanes down there. And then, of course, a big chunk of our business is right here in Canada.
And then on that note, I guess there's been lots of talk here in Canada since we've been discussing tariffs. Just a lot of chatter about supporting Canadian products and supporting Canadian and local businesses. Do you have anything to add to that front? Are you pushing any more? Maybe advertising in this area? Are you trying to make that sort of thing happen? What's the thought process there?
Yeah, I guess I would like to say two things. We are a very proud Canadian business, and we've been located here in Steinbach, again, like I said, for 120 years. We will certainly be working to grow and strengthen our Canadian business. One thing I would say though is we're real strong believers in trade. Trade is one of those parts of life where both sides win, right? When countries trade, everybody gets more of everything. And so I really do hope that the diplomats and the negotiators can put their heads together and work through this. Canada and the US have been having spats over trade for about the last 150 years, and I suspect this won't be the last one. So we'll get through this one and get going again.
Finally, just on that final point that you made, are you involved in any of these types of conversations? Have you been chatting with those that are in negotiations or encouraging this sort of thing? Do you have those conversations?
Yeah, so we're really working at this from a couple of different directions. First, we want to tell the story of trade and our business, and that is something that partners such as yourself certainly help us with. We are working with organizations that represent our industry, that represent manufacturers as a whole, that are based down in the United States. And generally, they are incredibly supportive of free trade. Our economies are very tightly integrated. So through those organizations, we take our messages through to Congress and the Senate and the administration down in the United States, and certainly all of the states down in the US. Many of them have Canada as their leading trade partner, so their governors are very engaged. And then finally, yes, through organizations here in Manitoba and in Canada, we are working with the Manitoba government, with the federal government, and they have both been very helpful and responsive. And I have no doubt, they'll be ready to go if things get worse in the future.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much for chatting, Neil.
You bet.